Let's do another no contact reading. If you want to support the channel, you can book a personal reading, or you can just like the video or comment. But the best way you can support me is by watching the video the whole way through. It really, really helps. Okay, how does the person in no contact feel about you? Okay, this is definitely someone from your past. This person feels really guilty over treating you like they were acting like a player, basically, and they do feel really guilty over it. That's why I feel like this is someone from a long time ago, maybe, or enough time has passed where this person definitely has matured quite a bit in the time since then, because we got the King of Cups here and the Eight of Wands. So this person is now a lot more emotionally mature, and they're thinking about you quite a lot. And with the King of Wands here clarified by the Tower, it feels like this person was maybe playing games with you when you had this connection, but now that time has moved on, they thought that they knew what they wanted, but they were wrong. You know, they did. It's something like this where they thought they knew what they wanted, but they realized what they wanted was actually not good for them at all. And now they're kind of circling back towards you, so to speak. And the Ace of Wands is clarified by the Devil. So this is very much kind of obsession and romantic passion towards you. They want a new passionate beginning with you. The Two of Swords clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. It does seem like in the past that they were too indecisive about commitment with you, that they were this kind of player kind of energy. I'm hearing that they were playing the field. I don't know if someone says that. It's a kind of more of American and saying, but they were playing the field, so to speak, and they took too long to make up a decision around you. And I feel like, you know, you kind of you had your chance, you blew it type thing, where you kind of gave them this opportunity and they just took too long to pick you, rather than them picking someone else over you. It's more like you got kind of tired of waiting, you know, with the Four of Swords here clarified by the Two of Wands. It kind of feels like this person took too long and you made other plans, basically. But the Star is clarified by Judgment. So this person is super optimistic that he's healed or she's healed, and they're optimistic that you'll give them a second chance. Because, to be fair to this person, even though their thoughts around you is a bit obsessive, so to speak, they are clearly a lot more emotionally mature now than they were. Like, that's not a lie. They are genuinely more emotionally mature. And they are regretting, so to speak, the way that they treated you. And they just didn't realize kind of what they had. Because we have the Empress here, clarified by the Knight of Cups and the Six of Cups. This is a feeling that they think you are perfect. You know, they really have strong romantic and nostalgic feelings for you. They think back of the time that you spent together, and they think of it with this kind of rose tinted glasses almost, you know, where they are looking back like it was some great, sweet, romantic time together. That may not be the case for you. You know, you may have thought that they were a bit of a player, but for them, they think back fondly about how sweet you are to them. Yeah, and with the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck, this person does definitely want communication with you. And the Emperor at the bottom of this deck, and they had the Empress and how they feel about you. It does feel like a little bit of a yin yang kind of counterpart energy going on. Feel like this connection may have happened too soon. Like, I feel like it's a good connection between the two of you, but it may have been the case that both of you were just too young or too mature for it to really come into fruition back then. Let's see how you feel about them. Are you thinking that it's too late for this person? Is that they have this feeling of, oh, what have I done? You know, like, what have I done? Oh, I did, but at the same time, it doesn't for them. I'm seeing the ace of cups at the bottom of the deck. For them, they do feel like they still have a shot with you. They feel like you'll give them a second chance. But is this the case? Let's find out. Let's find out how you feel about them. How does my viewer feel about the person in no contact? Yeah, I'm getting two things here. If you're an air sign, so Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, they're also an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. But also, if you are a fire sign, so Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, they're also a fire sign. Like, it feels like the two of you were a very good match, if that makes sense. You're with this person, you're like, oh, I like this person so much, they like you so much. What's the problem, you know? But I genuinely feel like the problem was that they were too immature at the time. But I do feel like now there's been at least a few years that has passed since, not necessarily since the no contact began, but since you've been together romantically. I mean, you may not have been romantically with this person, but you were definitely, there was definitely a stage where you were both considering each other. Like, I want to say almost dating. But for some of you, you would have been together with this person. It's so interesting. Actually, you got the inverse of what they had. They had the King of Cups clarified by the Eight of Wands, right? Whereas you have the Eight of Wands clarified by the King of Cups. It's, again, this kind of mirror kind of feeling. And again, I've got to give a nod to Pisces and Scorpio here as well, with the King of Cups coming out twice. You're also thinking about this person quite a bit. With the World card in your feelings clarified by the Seven of Cups, it feels like for you, you feel like this is a closed chapter. You feel like you interacted with this person, things ended, and you kind of learnt your lessons from it, you've moved on, but you still have this kind of lingering effect of almost like you're still dream about this person, and you're still maybe a little bit confused about why it ended. It's like they're still kind of spiritually there, like you're still kind of connected to them, because this was a really strong kind of connection. And with the Five of Cups clarified by the Magician and the Queen of Swords, it does feel like this person did hurt you. Like, there's this kind of almost cognitive dissonance between you liking this person and having sweet and soft memories of them, but also you're not forgetting what they did to you. You're still have your boundaries up. You're still kind of wanting to control the situation because you don't want to be hurt again. This person left you feeling depressed after they left, or after you it's this, there's definitely this strange thing going on with this reading where for some of you, very specifically with the Six of Cups here clarified by the Death card, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords, it does feel like, unlike my previous readings, this person didn't cheat on you. Like, this feels like you guys were sweet together. They were maybe immature, but it doesn't feel like they were having an affair or anything like that. It feels more like that they or you had a situation in their life that changed things quite significantly, whether that be a death in the family or losing a job and having to move away to emigrate for work. It's something like this, something that made them move away, basically. An illness in the family where they had to return to home, or being forced to move to work. It feels something more like this. That being said, with the King of Swords here clarified by the Seven of Swords and your feelings towards them, you do feel like they are super intelligent and you feel like they are manipulative. Definitely a bit of a Aquarius energy. Do love my Aquarians, love a bit of Fiona, but Jesus Christ. You guys can be quite manipulative, because sometimes Aquarians are just more intelligent than the other signs, and it's kind of difficult not to manipulate people when you're that intelligent, you know. It's not necessarily in their intentions, but you feel like they can be quite manipulative. And their sun sign may not be Aquarius, but they might have Aquarius throughout their chart that's making them quite intelligent. We also got the Queen of Wands clarified by the Eight of Swords. I feel like if you're being totally honest with yourself, you are still attracted to this person, but there's just so much anxiety there that this person would hurt you again, basically, and rightfully so. Even though this person has gotten a lot more mature since the last time you saw them, that much is evident. There's still this question mark. You still think they might still be the same old manipulative person that they were back then. Because in their energy, I'm not seeing any manipulation, but in your energy, I'm seeing this person was super manipulative in the past. This person was a total manipulator. So that this is causing a big anxiety in the connection here. Even though you do have a really strong bond, a very important bond, it does feel like you need this little bit of self-protection here. There's maybe a little bit of this feeling of you not really kind of knowing your self-worth as well. It's saying to me that you're a very beautiful person, very charismatic, but be that way then, you know what I mean? It's like you're naturally very beautiful and charming, but then there's this layer of anxiety around it that's kind of blocking you from being yourself almost, and kind of stepping into the kind of, because they're seeing you as an empress, but you're not really seeing yourself as an empress at the minute, You got to kind of recapture that charisma, that confidence that you had when you were connecting with this person. I think so much has happened since then. It's kind of like getting in the way of things almost. And the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords coming out together as well. This was at the bottom of the deck. And the Ace of Cups and the Fool as well. Yeah, I think if you were totally honest with yourself, you would consider giving this person a second chance if they were mature and apologized properly. And that is in their feelings that they are mature. But let's see what their actions are. Let's see what their next actions towards you are. Are you going to get the apology that you deserve? Or do they deserve an apology? Every situation is going to be different. What are their next actions towards you? Okay, straight up, I'm noticing with the Hermit and the Nine of Pentacles here, this person's going to wait till you're single. And if you are single, they're going to reach out. And they're going to want to have an honest conversation with you. And I feel like, there is a bit of a period of weighing up whether they should do this or not. But if they do come through and talk to you, it's going to make both of you very happy. Yeah, this reading definitely isn't for everyone. I'm being told that. But sometimes readings are a bit very specific, and it's a bit like The Price is Right, where there's the big flashing light, and then everyone's in the audience waiting for it to be their turn, and then it's going to be one person in particular who gets the reading about them. So sometimes that happens. And if this is your reading, then come on down, spin the wheel. Okay, with the Hermit clarified by the Four of Pentacles, this person is not going to admit to you that they are ridiculously lonely at the minute. They are super lonely. They have been self-improving. They have been getting more emotionally mature, but it's almost kind of like they don't want you to know just how alone they feel for whatever reason. Although they are planning a communication with you. They are planning to find a way to contact you, and they are making movements towards contacting you, so to speak. If you're in a no contact situation, obviously there might be, so much, you might not follow each other on social media anymore, and maybe you guys you no longer live in the same places. They're trying to find a way to contact you. They might try and reach out to a friend of yours to try and get your contact information, something like this. The Two of Pentacles clarified by the Knight of Cups and the Justice card. It does feel like at the minute this person is feeling so alone. They kind of do want to be with you romantically, but then they're also kind of like, is that the right thing to do? Is that fair to this person for me to try and come in romantically? Maybe I should come in as a friend. They kind of want to see, are you single? Are you single? Are you single? Are you feeling the same way? Are you still holding on to the gifts that I gave you? I don't know what that's coming through. I don't know what this really started to make me think this Queen of Pentacles is like staring at a gift. I don't know why that's been coming through a lot recently, but it has. But the Sun and Temperance here, this person does feel like, oh my god, the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck too. I didn't even notice that. This person does feel like they're patient about it. They're patient about it. They feel like you guys have this super strong connection and they feel like it's not over. Whereas in your feelings, you kind of feel like it's a bit over, you know? You kind of feel like, you know, I've learned my lessons from this, I've moved on. But for them, because they can still feel the connection, and you can feel it too, to be fair, but they do feel like they will get the opportunity to talk to you. And if they don't get the opportunity to talk to you, they will make the opportunity. You know what I mean? At this current time, they're kind of just like, they're kind of waiting it out. They're kind of hoping to run into you or something like this and then let it be natural. But if enough time passes, they're just going to give up and they're just going to find a way to reach out to you, basically, is what I'm seeing. And they're definitely just, I'm feeling like they might ask your friends if you're still single, you know? I feel like that's kind of, it's like they kind of want to know first. Because I feel like if you aren't single, basically in their mind, if you weren't single, they'd be super disappointed because they do have romantic feelings for you and they do want to make a more romantic gesture. If you aren't single, then they'll kind of come in more as a friend, I feel like. It kind of feels like this person wants to avoid the perception that they're crawling back to you, when really they just feel so alone and they want to be with you. They kind of are crawling back to you, you know? So it's kind of like they want to come up with this way of getting in contact to you where they kind of save face almost. Okay, what are their intentions towards you? Yeah, well, their intentions are pretty powerful. A lot of major arcana cards here with the Devil and the Tower. Kind of like what I was saying earlier, they're a bit obsessed with you. They have kind of had this realization with the Judgment card here that how important this connection was in their life. And the Star as well, another major arcana card, and the Ace of Wands here. They are very hopeful for a reunion with you. And they are pretty much, they're working on it, but they're also, with the Tower here, they are willing to uproot both of your lives if they have to, you know what I mean? They are willing to go the distance to try and get you to give them a second chance. They are obsessed about the idea, okay? They are pretty serious about this. They are willing to break up any relationship that they're in. They're willing to break up any relationship that you're in. They're willing to move house, move country. It does not matter. They just want to be with you. They will move the mountains, I'm hearing. They will literally move the mountains to get to you. That's so interesting. It is romantic. I don't know. I'm feeling a lot of romance from this person. But the kind of, like, I don't know, like serendipity romance, you know, where it's kind of like you're watching it and you're like, I don't know if this is actually, you know what I mean? There's something a bit off about this. If you've ever seen the film Serendipity, as a Life Path 4, I watched Serendipity, and I'm like, I feel bad for the ones that are supposed to be getting married to these people. Okay, what advice can I give you? What advice can I give my viewer? I will go get some romance cards for this one. Okay, so you deserve love and pay attention to red flags. Yeah. It's like I'm saying, this person is so into you all of a sudden, back again. Just remember that there was a reason why you two are in no contact, and this person is obsessed with you, okay? But remember what goes with obsession: intrusive thoughts, okay? That's a red flag. It feels great when someone's obsessed with you, especially if you're attracted to them and you like them. It feels really good in the beginning, but there is something a bit off about the energy, you know? But yeah, with the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck and Justice as well, this is clearly a very strong soulmate-like connection with a lot of karma involved. And with the World card here, it does feel like this chapter has been closed. You've learned your lesson from this person. You do not need to get back with this person if you feel like you shouldn't. That being said, you can choose to do that, but you don't have to. Three of Pentacles here, if you do choose that outcome, and it feels like you'll have a choice, you will both have to work together. You know, this person has gotten more emotionally mature, but is that enough? They're still obsessed with you. They're still, you know what I mean? There's still all of these problems. They're still codependent. There's still issues here that you'll have to both work together if you want to make something like this work. And with the Queen of Swords and the Seven of Wands here as well, I am definitely feeling a little bit of a problem with boundaries with this person. That if you do reconnect with this person, you need to set boundaries with them, and you need to make sure that they respect those boundaries. Otherwise, you should not entertain the connection. And look, soulmate here, this person could be a soulmate of yours. But that being said, soulmates are meant to be able to grow together. And if this person is not growing with you, then it might not be worth it for you. And again, if you want to support the channel, you can book a personal reading with me, or you could just like the video or comment. I read all of my comments. I love them all. I love you all. Thank you for watching. That's everything.